Yeah,
Um,
right. Yo, what's up? Space Nagus back again, and real talk doing this iceberg of Star Trek just because I have not seen one done satisfactorily. Here with the homie Destiny. What is up?
um, a lot and nothing at the same time. You know
As
what
it
I mean,
always is, right? As it always
right?
is. So yeah, let's jump into it, man. Star Trek Iceberg, and we have well, I guess we should sort of explain the iceberg concept, right? That would probably be smart.
I hear the cool.
So iceberg concept is basically you think of an iceberg, you can see the very tip of it, and then you go deeper down to below the surface. And a lot of times the deeper down or the more deep you go, you know what I'm saying, the more dense the stuff gets. And I mean Star Trek goes pretty deep, man. So without further ado, Star Trek is a television franchise.
No, it's not. I'm gonna explain that. I'm sorry.
Right. So basically Star Trek is a television franchise. It was started, the first episode was in the 60s, 1966 to be exact. And when it came out, it was a pretty visionary show. It was definitely progressive for its time. And looking back, I think it sort of shows you how far cutting it was that we still have some things as far as ideals or ways of thinking that we have yet to evolve to, in 2024. Um, being a
Wait,
television franchise, go ahead. What was that?
I'm sorry. What year you said it started?
1966.
Okay, I was just all right. No, because I was wondering what it in time, like where it fell against the moon landing. Proceed. I'm sorry.
Got you, no problem. So it basically, as a television franchise, has spawned other television series as well as movies. As of now, I believe that would be 11 television spin-off series from TOS. We have the animated series, which would also be TOS based, same TOS crew, but they actually sort of added some aliens that I'm assuming just were too expensive for them to show with the budget they had in the 60s. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so like that's the first time you see the oh man, their name escapes me. The cat people. Lower the doc Cation. Sorry, man. I can't
The
believe that escaped me like
the
that.
doctor on lower deck.
Yeah. She's a Cation. She's a Cation. And
It's called
that's like the first time you see them is on the animated series because they didn't have the budget to do it
you can
on the
draw a cat. Yeah.
rail, exactly. And so then after the animated series, we have TNG or the Next Generation. A lot of people's sentimental favorite, Deep Space Nine. My personal favorite, Voyager, which is set in the same relative time span as TNG and Deep Space Nine. Enterprise, which is actually a prequel to TOS, and it's supposed to be the first actual Enterprise to ever be in space. And
And when you
after,
see it, it looks like it too. It looks
yeah,
like
yeah,
you
yeah,
know what
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
definitely,
Right.
definitely, you can definitely tell it's supposed to be like the first attempt to even try to do something like this.
Yeah, I used to be feeling bad for them boys on Enterprise. Them quarters suck.
Well, yeah, and I mean, effectively, Enterprise is going to be let's take a naval vessel and put it in space.
Mm. You know, that's like the least favorite. I mean,
Hey,
I don't particularly enjoy Enterprise. I'll watch it, but so I don't really know a lot about it. But yeah, it very much like the kids say. It gives NASA right to me
I
a
mean,
little
it
bit like
does. It does, and I think that's why some people do like it is because it is the easiest translatable. I can see our technology we have right now, and like I can see the evolution to there. Is why a lot of people like it. I know Cajun Trekkie, one of the dudes I interviewed for Technically Speaking, was saying as someone that worked for NASA, like that's what he, specifically liked about it was that it was so translatable to what he
Oh,
knew as reality. So I mean, I can definitely see that. But also in that same vein, Enterprise was a prequel, and there was another prequel to TOS that came out actually not too long ago, which is Discovery. That ran for 5 seasons, and it helped also get Strange New Worlds, which is also a prequel to TOS, which is the first series. So at this point, yes, we have three prequels to the first series that have been done in the Trek universe.
no, and I like Strange New World because Pike get he's getting some more action aside from being in that little box with three lights
Yeah, man, I
and
would
those
say that's like I know we
what
we had discussed it earlier. I definitely I sort of agree with you. That's one of the biggest failings of the future is like that's all we can do is put this dude in a box that beeps and boops and you know what I'm saying? Um but
y'all.
after
Isn't wild all the technology that was the best?
like let me ask
It's
you
like,
this. This is a good question actually. So when we're talking about approaching things like prequels and stuff like that, and
mhm,
like a lot of times, especially like the cult classic stuff from like the 60s and 70s, a lot of times these things were done on like a hairstring budget, right? So
yeah.
like obviously they would have made it look better if they could. Do you think there should be an effort to be like, you know what, this was something done because that's what we could afford to do. We always envisioned it better. I know I don't like to reference Star Wars in any way, shape, or form when I'm talking about Trek, or actually in general. I don't rock with Star Wars, but I will say it's come to my attention that their fans are pretty adamant about stuff being changed from the original, and then the creators will be like, well, we just didn't have the budget to do this, which is what it was always intended to be, so we had to do this. How do you feel
Mhm.
about that? To go back and change, clean it up.
All right, so Pete, um, I think it would be better for them just to like, even though I'm making fun of this man being in a box, I think he needs to stay in the box. I feel like him being in that box speaks to, like I said, he's like, forgive me, it's not funny, but it's funny. But I think it speaks to just how messed up he got. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, I'm laughing. I'm like, bruh, even with all we could do, the best we could do was put him in a box with three lights. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, and especially like having Strange New Worlds now, like I feel like that just it just adds to the ooh, like you know what I'm saying? Like that's why I'm so like taken aback by it because I'm like, bro, how messed up were you? With the best we could do, all we could do was put you in a box with three lights and you're beeping. You know what I'm saying? So I think it
Right.
should stay the same. And not for nothing, like those episodes, I feel like those are really good episodes. Those are my favorites, even though I don't like rock with TOS like that, you know. But the Pike episodes, I think they're really good. I think the concept is just so scary, you know. Like,
Yeah, and well, I
man,
will say something that I guess, and I didn't really think about it until you started talking about it, though. I guess it does sort of make a certain sense storytelling wise to sort of have it be like, no matter where you get in um in the future, there's always going to be something that like technology just can't do anything about. Like it doesn't matter how advanced you get. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Like you said earlier, maybe the only way. Remember, I was like, man, maybe every person at a certain level and up should just have their joint stored in the transporter, and just if something happens, you know what I'm saying? Like, does
If
that
they
make
do
sense?
have that technology. But yo, so back
Don't they
to
know?
the
Ain't
future.
anybody's daughter in the transporter?
Hey, you're getting ahead of
No,
yourself. Uh,
I'm wait,
so
right?
yeah, 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 yeah. Picard also in the Star Trek television franchise. Did you watch any of Picard?
I watched a little of it. I thought it was kind of ridiculous to have Patrick Stewart is a dog, but I'm like, why like this old man running around like this, bro? Let this man like you know what I'm saying? I would just be cracking up when they had him running next to that android lady. But yeah, I saw a little bit of it. I saw
I
I think maybe
got
up to
you.
the part. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know, man. I felt like there was some storytelling. I feel like there was sort of certain parts where they dropped the ball. Like I know one thing that sort of annoyed me about Picard was they had a dude as a character in the show, right? But they had this
Mm,
same actor play a time traveler in
mm,
another episode from
mm,
Voyager. And
mm,
so it's like, okay, you got 7 of 9 that's from Voyager in Picard. You got
mm,
this dude that was in a time travel episode of Voyager, and he worked with 7 and 9 on this time travel mission. I'm like,
mm.
oh man, this dude, it's that guy. Like, our dude is about to, you know what I'm saying? We're about to get a little callback. And like, it's just like, no, that's not it at all. Even though it's a time travel like episode, even though it has 7 of 9, even though it has this dude that previously worked on Voyager as a time traveler, like, no, he has nothing to do with the time travel at all. He's just like a side point. Oh, and that's the other thing. The dude that they had ended up becoming an FBI agent, right? What did this FBI agent do? He specialized in like alien stuff for the FBI. So it's like, bro, what would you do if you were a time traveler trying to find a way to get back? Like, you're definitely gonna, get placed in the FBI and check out the weird, you know what I'm saying, sci-fi stuff just in case someone like you happens to be that guy and you could figure out a way to get y'all both home or something like that. But it's just like, no, we're gonna hire this same exact dude, but he has nothing to do with the time travel plot. And I refuse to believe they did that as a psych out. I don't think they had any frame of reference that this dude had did a Voyager episode involving time travel in 7 of 9 before.
You think nobody knew?
I mean, dude might have knew, and he might have been like, "Hey, you
You
remember
think
Jerry Ryan when me and
the
you did
actual
this?"
actor may have remembered playing the role?
I mean, I would think. You don't think an actor would
No,
remember
yeah,
if like,
yeah. I'm saying, of course he remembers. I'm saying, like, I feel like he would have like told somebody like, "Hey," I feel like they just was like, "Nah, you're good doing this." But I feel you though. It's like it was like right there. Why didn't you just? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but not only is it right there, it's like you literally have your whole story is set up on time travel, and you cast the one dude who was in the time travel episode with the one woman who was like that was her little starring like 7 of 9 gets to shine episode, bruh. Like, it makes no sense. There's my rant though. Moving on.
Any
Um,
other Picard complaints?
say that one more time.
Do you have any other Picard complaints?
I mean, yeah, I really do, bro. I really don't like the way they did the resolution of the last season. They had the like the
What that do? 'Cause I definitely didn't see it.
oh, okay. So basically, one, Picard finds out he has a son he never knew he had, of course, right? Crusher
From
got
when?
pregnant, huh?
From when? From where?
From him and Crusher, they had a rendezvous. Apparently, like they tried to make it work. You know what I'm saying? She got pregnant and she said she left because she basically said she knew she would always be second place to whatever like diplomatic crisis took place or blah blah blah, whatever.
So why she had a baby?
I mean, I guess because it's the future. I don't know. Man, it's Wesley. I mean, it's Beverly Crusher, bro. Like, if honestly, because you had one kid, Wesley, that pretty much ascended to godhood. So she's probably thinking like, damn, I ain't never gonna see my quote unquote God ascended son ever again. Let me go ahead and have another kid. So I got somebody. I don't know.
Because, like I say, always feel free to correct me when and if I'm wrong. But like, don't they very much have the technology that they can decide if they want to have the baby? Like they're like, oh, well, I feel like I remember Cassidy being like, oh, I don't know.
I
So
mean,
I'm just like,
yeah,
why
but
would you?
like I'm saying, like, bro, if you're Beverly Crusher, like, why would you not? Like, it's like you are pretty much royalty in this world. You know, you rock with John Luke. I guess you probably just like I said, your other son ascended to godhood, and like you are never gonna see him again. Like, why would you not? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like it's like, oh, it's gonna be so tough raising a kid. Like, bro, we got
All right.
replicators.
Yeah, you have to like. Okay, all right. You're right. You're right. You just, I'm like, if you're like sad because I just don't feel having a dude baby gonna help that. You know what I'm saying? But I feel it though. Like, what else is she doing? I guess,
Well, I
or
mean,
maybe her heart.
the whole thing is supposedly though is so and I mean I could be getting this wrong or misremembering it, but to the best of my understanding, so because John Luke at one point was Locutus, um, like he got like oh man, this sounds crazy. Like he has like Borg nut or something. So like the
Do do do
kid, huh?
do do. What is
Right?
what? I've never heard this, bro. What do you mean Borg? Are you saying he has cyborg semen?
I mean, apparently he got something in him that gives dude powers over Borg when he uses them.
Gang, ask a question for me. Remember when he had that fake family and then he didn't have that family? Was that before or after the board? I'm just curious, just real quick. Do you remember?
You talking about Inner Light,
Is that what it was called? The one where he,
where
you
he
know, what I'm
learns
talking
how to
about?
play the flute?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's before the
Or
Borg.
okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so back to the cyborg semen. How is it? Is how what like what? I don't even understand.
Man, I don't know, bro. I'm just saying, like when he got her pregnant, like the kid somehow had like Borg parts, like Borg DNA. Like he can control Borg.
Okay, man.
Like, cause you remember how when Picard got taken, he was supposed to be like pretty much the Borg king.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know if they put some type of command code in his DNA sequence. I don't know, bro. But all I know is that kid can somehow control the Borg and like make them do what he wants. Really, to be honest with you, I would, man, I would almost rather have seen like a Tango with Cardassians or like I don't know, bro. I'm just like so burnt out on the board, like real talk. And they brought the changelings in, but then it was almost
Word.
like, huh?
I said, oh word. I didn't know that.
Yeah, like so basically they almost had like this like changeling Borg like hybrid.
Oh, that would be crazy.
Yeah. But like they basically had just teamed up because they both hated the Federation, the Borg, which is also don't really make sense because the Borg shouldn't hate. Like there should like that's not you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
how the fuck a cyborg hate? Like that's an emotion. That's like human. Like I mean for real though,
Oh,
like well actually you know what? I
and
guess Laura can hate, so I guess I'll take that back.
right. But since we're on the topic of the franchise, right? Like I know we talked about it earlier, but I was asking if Star Trek was the greatest franchise. He was like Law and Order might be up there, but I don't know of any Law and Order conventions. I ain't never seen a Law and Order action figure. So is it Star Trek?
I mean I mean I
Law and
mean
Order don't
it
got no
well like I
steps
guess
like to
like
build a courthouse.
what metrics are you using, right? Because I mean, I don't know that it's necessarily the most profitable franchise of all time.
I'm
Um,
just saying,
and I'm
what's the
sure
vibe? What has the best vibe? That's a no real metric. This is all aura, as the kids
oh, I
say.
mean, it's my favorite franchise of all time. I mean, for what that's
But
worth.
I'm
I
like,
mean,
I feel like if there's an argument for it being like at least top five.
look, this is what I would say. I would say if we're comparing franchises and Star Trek has the argue for itself, the
Mhm.
argument would be what other franchise can you point to that people will cite or give an example of as like a inspiration to be better, just to be like better in its entirety. You know what I'm saying?
Who has the bigger stamp on pop culture?
But I'm saying like you could look at pop culture and that's a huge footprint for Star Trek. But I'm saying just look at practical application. Like, oh damn, they did this thing like to make it where there was no more hunger. Like, how feasible is that? Like how like the ideas put forth in Star Trek, I say give more to people trying to make the world a better place than I would say any other pop culture thing that we have.
I think you're right. I believe you are. You are absolutely correct. Excuse me.
Now, how you apply
So
that depends on what type of Ferengi you want to be. You know what I'm saying?
that. Hey,
And right now,
listen.
right now, we got the FCA surrounding us, so I don't know.
Well, you know, what kind of friend that I am.
Uh,
The
the type that is a female but still wears clothes in public.
ooh, and I have a lot of pockets too. Cargo pants.
I'm sure your son's gonna be fined very heavily for allowing you to be clothed in
And the
public
shame I'm gonna bring to the family. Oh my God, bro.
and
It's,
conducting commerce. Because I heard you say something about commerce earlier too.
oh yeah, I definitely be transacted. So yeah, I'm breaking a lot of rules right now. But I'm the one that likes Umax for fun and profit. Um,
Umox for fun and profit.
that's my joint.
Listen,
All
you know
right.
what? If I could buy any just like random prop from Deep Space Nine, it would be that when they were talking about remember when I got you your first book? See Brock Acquire
Oh
Brock
my! I feel like
Acquire.
that is a book. Hold on, let me
C
look real
Spot
quick.
Run is a book. I don't know about the See Brock Acquire. Actually, if that's not a book, bro, I might want to get that made up. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, let me get the book. It's like right here. Oh, I have the rules of acquisition
The
book one.
completed version or the abridged version?
Oh, it's a little book, bro. It's very small, bro. It's I don't think it's a complete version because they don't have all the rules in here. But all the rules like stated. Hold on, let me
I
see it.
mean, no. I think like I want to say like they give you the impression like I think there's like over 300 rules, maybe
Let me.
30 are mentioned tops in Deep Space Nine.
Well, this book here. Hold on, I never went back and counted. Hold on, let me see what it says.
What do you feel
Because
like
it
is the
has.
most important rule of acquisition?
I don't know because there's so many bangers.
I mean,
Um,
I know a contract is a contract is a contract, but only amongst Ferengi.
what's the name? Okay, so Pete, because I have the book in my hand right now. Number 8 is a small print leads to large risk. Love it. Number nine might be my favorite. Opportunity plus instinct equals profit.
What about a wise man can hear prophet in the stars?
That was dope. Greed is eternal. That's number 10. Uh, Number
Hey,
13 is
that's a
clean
banger
teamwork.
too, bro. Hey,
13
but
is
but don't
what's up?
forget, don't forget. I think it's number 34. War is good for profit.
Hey, bro, you are like capital NERD gang. 33, I'm sorry, 34 is peace is good for business. Number 35 is war is good for business.
Ah, there we go. 35.
She was close. To know the number is nuts.
You
Well,
know
I
what's
have the
real
book now.
crazy though? The
What?
episode where they talk about it is somebody does mix it up, and I think yeah, Dax mixes it up, and Court corrects her,
Uh-huh.
and I think I
That's
mixed it up the
crazy.
way Dax mixed it up.
Yeah, that's insane. But yeah, it's 34 is peace is good for business, and 35 is war is good for business.
Which is the one that you can't free a fish from water? The one Cisco told Court when he got his cousin out of jail.
Let me
But
see.
also remind him of the
He
217th
said,
rule of
he said, I'm gonna
acquisition.
get your
You
cousin
can't
out of
free a
jail,
fish
but
from water.
remember the blah 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 rule of acquisition. Cork said, you can't free a fish from water.
Let me Google it real quick. This might take you forever to find it in this book.
New customers are
Uh,
like a razorback Grill worm.
What about rule of acquisition 203? New customers are like razor-toothed greenworms. They can be succulent, but sometimes they bite back.
Quicker.
Shit, so much for not editing, bro. We up here wilding.
No. But this is fine because the one I was telling you about, bro, like they go off a little bit and they'll just put it's cool. Don't worry about it. For your rules, what number?
Why you check
It's
that
not.
out? Yo, we got Short Trek. Short Treks was actually really dope too. My man Aldous Hodge showed up on that, and I wish he would show up in more Trek, but I mean, I guess we'll see. They got that Section 31 coming up. Lower Decks.
My brother in Trek. I think I found the whole complete. Oh no. Hold on. I don't see the. 76 is Beware the Man Who Doesn't Make Time for Umop. Hilarious.
Oh wow! I didn't know that one.
74 is You Can't Free a Fish from Water.
There you go. Remember that.
Yeah. No. Short Treks is cool. Did we talk about Strange New Worlds?
We did talk about Strange New Worlds, but the next one that was up was Lower Decks, which of course is animated as his Prodigy. Lower Decks is all right. It's not my favorite, but it does have some.
I think it's fine.
I mean, it's all right, bro. I mean, I don't hate it. And it, it has some episodes I like. I like some of the characters. I think Mariner's tight. Yo, I heard Mariner is getting a live action show as well. To be honest with you,
I think I did hear that too, Loki.
they said it was gonna be like a Star Trek sitcom, so I guess we might be updating how many television franchise shows there are.
A sitcom is actually not a bad idea.
We'll see.
And that lady's pretty funny.
Yes. Her name escapes me at the moment, but yeah, she is pretty funny.
Just off tangent real quick. I just saw a rule. Number 53 is always have sex with the boss. So
that's true. That is true. And then remember when Quark tried to hold that over old girl and she went to Cisco and Cisco was like, bro, you can't be making people do that.
Right. Man, listen. I'm gonna hold my Ferengi comments for later because I could go on a whole nother tangent.
Which one is never insult a Ferengi's mother? And low key, wasn't dude doing that when he accused Moogie of conducting commerce? I mean, that's low key an insult, right?
I mean, it was true,
but
it's an accusation, a factual one. He wasn't wrong.
All right, fair.
52 is never have sex with the boss's sister.
That's I know about that one too.
We're gonna find this one about. Never did. I don't see that joint, but I'm not sure this list I'm looking at is accurate because I've seen the Fish from Water listed as 54 and 74.
What do you go to check it? Like what is that? What is that freaking Memory Alpha?
Yeah. Oh, let me see if they got it because I wasn't even on Memory Alpha. I was something else. Okay, so Pete, what was the next franchise up? I'll look at this.
The last one was Prodigy. And I mean, I actually watched the first season of Prodigy. I didn't hate it. It's just it's not geared towards me necessarily, but you can watch it.
Right.
But it's not, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily set up to have adults like rocking with it like that.
Let me see. Okay. I'm on Memory Alpha now. I think that the other joint did have the numbers wrong because they have a different number 74 on here is a knowledge. Oh, you know what? And they cite the Memory Alpha. They cite the episode where it's mentioned. So this is like super dope.
Nice. Now apparently it has actually been stated in an episode. Officially, there are 285 rules.
Mm,
But obviously, if they're never mentioned on a show, like we don't know what they are.
exactly. Like, but they still like they could just, you know what I'm saying? They could still write them joints in.
I mean,
You
they
know.
could. I don't think they did though.
Hey, this one's crazy. Employees are the rungs on the ladder of success. Don't hesitate to step on them.
Yeah, definitely. And
Oh,
then the other one is treat your employees like your family. Exploit them.
all right. So Pete, 217 is you can't free a fish from water. It's on DS9 past tense part one.
Yeah, yeah. Because they was trying to get up out of jail.
All right. So Pete, so are we done with the franchises?
We are done with the franchises, and we will move on to